Namaskar friends. Hello. Welcome to my program Interesting Facts. Today let me tell you about the similarities that existed between some lit luminaries, that is Swami Vivekananda, Edgar Allan Poe, Guy De Maupassant, Nikolai Vasilie Gogol and Anton Pavlovich Chekhov. But before that, let me ask you one question. What is the right age to achieve something in life? Is 40 years too less a time or sufficient time to achieve something in life? In this context only, let me give you an example of 5 lit luminaries of the 19th century who are more or less contemporaries and who became world-renowned figures in their very short lifespan. Let me start with Swami Vivekananda, an Indian monk, a spiritual guru and also a lit luminary. Lifespan 12th January 1863 to 4th July 1902. A total of 39 years in which he achieved such a lot. Let me follow it up by American writer Edgar Allan Poe, who was born on 19th January 1809 and died on 17th October 1849, a total lifespan of 40 years. Then you have the French writer Guy De Maupassant, born on 5th August 1850 and died on 6th July 1893, a lifespan of 42 years. In the rostrum there is also Nikolai Vasilie Gogol, a Russian writer of Ukraine origin who was born on 20th March 1809 and died on 21st February 1852, a lifespan of 43 years. And last but not the least, we have Anton Pavlovich Chekhov, a Russian playwright and short story writer, born on 29 January 1860. He died on 15th July 1904 at the age of 44. They all have left behind a phenomenal legacy of success and heaps of lessons for the future generations within the ebbs and flows of their limited lifespan. Now friends, the mean life expectancy in the 19th century was around 40 to 45 years. Life expectancy today is around 72 years. There are two offshoots to this. One, they lived around 100 to 90% of the average life expectancy of those times. Two, they only lived for around 40 years, a time period much too less for any significant milestone achievement, barring sports and some other similar careers. When we compare 40 years with today's life expectancy, it is only around 55%. So then, does life expectancy has anything to do with your achievements? The case study of the quintet says no. There are some more authors, poets and lit figures from various other countries who created a name for themselves and died very young, say between the age of 17 and 35 years, but I am not discussing them in this short hypothesis of mine. So isn't it an irony of the nature that some in a short lifespan of 40 years make gigantic strides while others don't even do that in a century? Second half of the 19th century, when these 5 were alive and kicking, saw paradigm changes in their countries. Some major events were as follows. India had the first war of independence in 1857. British East India Company was replaced by British Crown in 1858. In Russia there was the Crimean War in 1856, Caucasian War in 1864 and the capture of Tashkent by the Russian army in 1865. Sale of Alaska in 1867, Russian-Turkish War in 1877, the severe famine in 1891, death of Alexander III in 1894, and the first party congress of Marxist Russian Social Democratic Labour Party, RSDLP. In America and Europe, slavery was abolished. First and second industrial revolutions, which overlapped with the 18th and 20th centuries, respectively, led to massive urbanization. Construction of Suez Canal began in 1859 that connected Mediterranean Sea to the Indian Ocean via the Red Sea. That enabled a more direct route for shipping between Europe and Asia. The Islamic gunpowder empires, Ottoman, Safavid and Mughal, were formally dissolved, and European imperialism brought much of South Asia, Southeast Asia and almost all of Africa under colonial rule. It was also marked by the collapse of the Spanish Zulu Kingdom, First French Empire, Holy Roman and the Mughal Empire. Even with all the hullabaloo in their country and continent, there was still a sense of calm in these five luminaries. They had single focus, just like Arjun's concentration, machli ki aankh, eye of the fish, and that was right, right, and right till their last moments. Though born into an aristocratic Bengali caste family of Calcutta, yet Swami Vivekananda was inclined towards spirituality. He was influenced by his guru Ramakrishna, from whom he learnt that all living beings were an embodiment of the divine self. Therefore, service to God could only be rendered by service to mankind. In particular, I must mention that Anton Chekhov even fell sick in 1885, yet he kept writing till he died of tuberculosis in 1904. Some of them even had financial problems, leading to trying times to obtain education, and some even had to support their education by writing small scripts for magazines and even by selling fish. Edgar Allan Poe was born in Boston, the second child of actors David and Elizabeth Poe. His father abandoned the family in 1810 and his mother died the following year. He became an orphan, yet he fought back to become one of the most formidable writers of short stories. When Mopsa was 11, his mother, an independent-minded woman, took a divorce from her husband, and Mopsa thereafter lived with his mother, who was the single biggest influence on him but had entailed hardships. Gogol lost his father at the age of 15, yet he aspired to become a writer. So friends, then what is the central idea of life? Well, that is to have a mission within all the diversions that you have in life. Nothing is possible without a mission. And if you can't fix a mission for yourself, follow your heart, just as these luminaries did, and that itself will take you to your mission. So that's all I have for today. Goodbye and see you soon.